Hey guys, SGT here with a gold and silver report. My thanks to one of my readers who brought this to my attention. I think this is going to knock your socks off. I just wrote a piece and posted it at sgtreport.com, so I invite you to go over there and read it in detail, but here are the highlights. South Carolina Office of the Treasurer concludes banking cartel has engaged in illegality and artificial price suppression. Now, in 2011, after researching the state's options of investing its own money in gold and silver, the Office of the Treasurer of the state of South Carolina quietly released a groundbreaking gold and silver investments report, and that's what my piece is about. It's about that report. That incredible report is a must-read for anyone interested in gold and silver metals ownership or in understanding the criminality now inherent throughout the fractional reserve banking and fractional reserve bullion banking systems. The report specifically cites the rampant illegality, which now dominates the banking and bullion banking systems, noting that major components of current banking practices are in direct conflict with South Carolina laws. And in only 6 pages of this report, one of the highest offices in state government in this country validates all of the most significant precious metals manipulation claims made over the years by Gatta, Bill Murphy, Chris Powell, Adrian Douglas, Ted Butler, Eric Sprott, and all of the rest of us in the precious metals news and information community. Now, it's my opinion that the author of the report clearly understands the illegal and deliberate nature of the banking cartel's price suppression schemes, and ultimately, he concludes that investing state money in gold and silver is too risky for a state government because of the inherent risks in the criminality in the system. And he notes that even if the state were to acquire physical precious metals, they do not have the funds nor the storage facilities to store it safely. Now, the report goes on to specifically cite the illegal nature of the fractional reserve bullion banking and COMEX schemes. The author specifically notes that COMEX and bullion banking practices are in direct conflict with the South Carolina Code of Laws. On page 1 of its gold and silver investments report, the Office of the State Treasurer reports the following, and I quote, "Similar to other commodities, the value of gold and silver is determined by supply and demand as well as speculation. The Federal Reserve, the LBMA, JP Morgan Chase, and HSBC Holdings have practiced fractional reserve banking and engaged in naked short selling, causing artificial price suppression." End quote. Now, I'm going to jump down to page 3 of the report because it gets better. I'm going to quote this about certificates of gold and silver. He writes, quote, "Certificates for allocated gold present an accountability problem. Allocated gold certificates are supposed to be correlated with specific numbered bars. However, it is difficult to verify whether a bank is improperly allocating a single bar to more than one investor. Also, unallocated gold certificates are a form of fractional reserve banking and don't guarantee an equal exchange of the paper certificate for metal in the event of a bank run on the bank's gold on deposit. Again, he notes, that's in conflict with South Carolina laws." Now, he goes on to conclude that even derivatives is equally foolhardy, so the state has no other option than physical silver and gold, which they're ruling out. He writes, quote, "Over the past 3 years, gold futures traded on the COMEX have encountered significant accountability problems. Holders of COMEX gold futures have frequently experienced delivery delays of their metals. Once delivered, there have been many reports of inaccurate weight and serial numbers on bars that do not match the holder's contract." End quote. Now, on page 6 of this report, the author concludes with this amazing silver and gold ratio chart. And he notes that in 1840, it was 15-5. And the gold ratio in 2010 had grown to 60 ounces of silver for 1 ounce of gold. It's as if, by posting this chart at the end of his report, the author is saying, though I can't recommend investing in gold and silver for the state of South Carolina, based on the many inherent risks within the system, we really ought to figure out a way to take advantage of this opportunity anyway, especially silver. That, to me, is the takeaway of this report. And for those of you living in South Carolina and all across this nation, investing in physical gold and silver is the obvious thing to do because based on this report, my friends, the sky is the limit. Read more at sgtreport.com, and thanks for watching.